Hi everybody. So this is going to be my review for the HAZBIN Hotel pilot. Now, I've always heard about this show, trying to come onto YouTube. Like a few years ago, I first saw it on I think VisiPop. It was like a trailer or something, and it's like every now and then I would check back and see what's going on until finally, so I would rate it an 8 out of 10. But if you don't know it, I would say it's good, but it's like has a lot of swearing in. Now, obviously, so for those of you who don't know, HAZBIN Hotel is I would say adult cartoon, except there's not really any nudity, but it's an adult cartoon about there's this character Charlie who's the princess of hell, and she opens up a hotel to rehabilitate demons so that I'm assuming they can just go up to heaven after like a couple of months. Now, I thought this was a pretty interesting concept because usually, I would assume demons in hell would want to remain in hell and not want to be redeemed. But apparently, this character, Charlie, she wants to rehabilitate her fellow demons and send them up to hell. Maybe there is a motive here. Perhaps like her mom, maybe it's like an angel or something, but her dad is like Lucifer, and he's the king of hell, obviously. So maybe she wants to be like her mom. She's like she's a lot nicer than everybody else on the show. That's for sure. So maybe that's why. So, spoiler alert. Okay, if you have not watched the pilot of HAZBIN Hotel, you can click away and go watch it right now on YouTube. Like, that's very cool that VisiPop and the rest of her team, they're creating a show for YouTube, so literally anyone can watch it. Obviously, you should be a mature age. You should have graduated middle school at least. Like, that's what I think. Like, for the swearing, the adult content, the mature content, whatever, you should definitely have graduated middle school. Okay, so hopefully you've clicked away by now if you don't want any spoilers. So what I thought of it was that music was good. The first song, it reminded me a lot of Frozen, like just song. But I thought that was fine. The singers for, I think, Charlie and then the radio demon, I thought were very, very good. The sound effects, reminded me of the Addams Family. Whenever they turn around, there's a funny noise. Whenever they have a funny expression, there's a funny noise. I thought that was good. The radio demon's voice effect sounds like it's coming from a radio. It's not like over the top sounding from a radio, but it's subtle enough to realize, oh yeah, that's why he's called the radio demon, because he has that voice, right? Another thing I liked. So one of the things is that the characters are literal demons living in hell. So you expect there to be swearing, mentioning of like sinful stuff. I mean, it's very apparent. Like, there's no way around it. So that's one of the reasons why it's for adults and mature content people. But one of the characters, I don't remember the names. He has he has a male voice actor, I think. But he might be like bisexual or something. So, but he has like multiple arms. But one of the things about his character is that he's always making these sexual jokes, and it's like haha, it's funny a little bit, it's amusing. But I think what's more funny is that the writers know who this character is, and they're able to write his personality consistently, and they're able to always find a way to get him to tell jokes. I found this fact to be funnier than just the pure fact that he makes sexual jokes whenever he has opportunity to. I just found it funny that the writers were actually able to pull off a character who can always do this. Yeah, so one of the things I really liked about the pilot is that you get a really good understanding of all the characters they introduce. Sometimes I think that, it takes a couple episodes to get used to the characters. Like, no, this pilot episode gets you to know the characters, who they are. As for the plot, you just know that they open hotel, and at first it's called Happy Hotel, but then the radio demon changes it to HAZBIN Hotel. Now I had to search up what HAZBIN means, and I don't think it has a meaning. So that's very cool. You just search up HAZBIN. The first thing that appears is like HAZBIN Hotel, the wiki, some images. It's like creating your new word. Like, you know, the book Frindo, which was like a new word for pen. It's like the same thing. The show is that iconic kind of already, that the word has been is you can just type it in and it's the first thing that pops up. So as for the title of this video, it's that HAZBIN Hotel. Underneath its edgy exterior is a pure, kind-hearted show. It's kind of true. Like, it's really edgy, and edgy in a good way. It's like there's lots of swearing. Sometimes I think the swearing is a little bit too forced. Sometimes, I mean, most of the characters I think are like members of the LGBTQ community. Now I thought that was interesting because it's like it's always I would say meme that those people members of the LGBTQ community would go down to hell because that's like what the Bible says. But then like there was like one point where a reporter is like, "Ew, I won't touch you because you're like gay." I was like, "Oh," they actually made that joke. I was like, "Wow, I can't believe it." But I thought that was interesting and funny a little bit that the writers were aware of writing their characters, and then they were aware of writing their other characters who were, you know, straight. So but I think sometimes the swearing was too forced. Sometimes you don't always have to swear, you know, but obviously they wanted to really turn that up to 11, I think, because of the setting of the story. Now, as with a good, pure soul that's inside, so it's like it's a very obvious that it's a cartoon. Like sometimes something happens and there's no real cause for why it happens. Like I think it's a cartoon trope where there's very little causality. You know, even though the story takes place in hell and there's like about God, there's very little causality as to why things happen. It's like there's a news report and then suddenly, kind of randomly, a demon just starts attacking because there's a turf war going on. So I thought that was a little random, but obviously it's a cartoon, so I let it. It's fine. And then like sometimes there was a little bit exposition, like explaining who the radio man was. But other than that, I thought it was fine. There's not much exposition, so it's fine. So then also, obviously, the pure, good-hearted soul is referring to Charlie. You know, she has these good-hearted intentions. Her voice reminds me a lot of Star from Star vs. the Forces of Evil. And then her appearance kind of reminds me of trying to be like a Harley Quinn or a clown because she has a white face and then has the red circles on her cheeks. Or maybe it's a reference to Jigsaw, right, from Saw. I'm really looking forward to, you know, the next episodes. Now I don't know when they're gonna come out, but you know, I want to see more of these characters. You know, one of the things that probably you're supposed to fall in love with the show are the characters' personalities. Like, you kind of care about the characters. Oh, I'm interested in this person because I want to see what happens to them. Not necessarily the plot. Like, the plot is very simple. Like, oh, Charlie wants to rehabilitate demons. Some people are going to help her or maybe harm her in doing that. But you want to see where the show takes these characters, you know. Like, are they going to change? What are they going to do, you know? So I think that's one of the interesting aspects that you're supposed to hook you onto the show. When I was watching the credits, I was surprised that a lot of the people, or a lot of the writers, were, I believe they were men. Now, I haven't done my research for this, but I thought Vizzy Pop was a girl. Now, obviously, based on the show, not everybody who wrote the show, you know, might be straight. But still, I thought a majority of the people writing this were going to be women because it seems to be more for a liberal audience, you know. Like, it seems to be for, you know, obviously adults, but they probably have to be more on the left side of things to appreciate that kind of humor, you know. So if you don't really like, you know, I guess sex jokes or swearing or members of the LGBTQ community, maybe I would suggest maybe you don't really want to watch the show. But if you don't really care about that type of stuff, and you want to see what fellow animators have to offer, then yeah, go ahead and watch HAZBIN Hotel. So that's my review. Go watch it. I'll put the link in the description below. And thanks for watching. Leave your comments below and tell me what you thought. If you like this review, what you think I got wrong, what you think I got right. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And thanks for watching.